So this is a great question, and I just figured it'd be easier if I made a really brief video. A lot of horses that wind up arriving here are what we might deem are dysfunctional in society, meaning they've had the horse taken out of them, they don't have social skills, the herd dynamic is off, they can't function on their own, they can't function with other horses, they're defensive towards humans, there's all these different things going on. And a lot of this horse rehabilitation, whether it's mentally, emotionally, physically, and re-education, is all intertwined. And so I often say that you will see changes in herd dynamics based on what is occurring during the human interactions. And something to consider is when we are working with horses, typically people are working on getting obedient responses. And I always mention to folks that this winds up creating a bit of dysfunction in the horse. If all we're looking for is basically conditioned responses, then the horse is waiting for a cue, indicator, communication from the human, and they learn to give an expected response. But if we think about in the real world, if the horse is trying to go back and function in a herd situation, that doesn't really help the horse. It doesn't really teach him how to, we're going to say, read other horses' behavior or respond to it in a way where he's not the horse who's like charging in over and over and imposing spatially or bringing chaos to the herd or not recognizing the indicators and subtle warnings initially from other horses. And so he's always getting, kicked and bit and whatever, and those sort of things that I wind up seeing a lot. And people will say, well, that's just a dumb horse, or that's just stupid horse, or why doesn't he learn, or how many times does it take? And so this is where, when we think about our time with the horse, how we can better help prepare him for herd life is recognizing, are we teaching the horse to think through scenarios? Or are we going for that conditioned response and slowing things down to where we are engaging the horse's mind first before we are asking for physical responses? Having a horse that is mentally directable, meaning that when the horse becomes potentially distracted or fixated or mentally avoidant, despite him maybe physically being near us, that we can redirect his thought to keep refocusing on whatever it is that we're presenting, and then giving him the time to think through, to search, and to try. And it might be numerous different behaviors before he, quote, finds what it is that we might be asking of him is the same, I'm going to say, life skills that he will need in the herd in order to have, I'm going to say, respectful behavior. Meaning, if another horse communicates with him, can he learn to slow down and think through and try different things in a reasonable, subtle, not high energy, not high stress, not high chaotic movement, to where he's looking for feedback from the other horses in the herd, which helps him then search for where his place is within that herd to function and interact in a reasonable, safe manner. So hopefully that gives you some insight.